Greetings, whisky folk, and welcome to the official Dram Association unbottling of that boutique whisky company's Speyside No. 4 Batch 1. So this one's a mystery malt. We don't know what the distillery is, and that means that we should be looking at the label for clues. So let's take a look. We have 4 heads, kind of looks like Zordon heads from Power Rangers, or almost like the, actually much more so like the Bohemian Rhapsody music video. There is what seems to be a woman presenting a banjo, which has sort of, I think, like mystical green magic coming from it, handing it to a man who looks bizarrely like Nick Offerman, who's wearing a camo vest, I think, and jeans, and bending on one knee, looking like he's about to receive this magical banjo. All right. There's also text, and the text says, "And the gods of whiskey spoke to Dave, bestowing upon him great powers and detailing his epic mission. Take Banjolnir, it will help you in your quest against the Whiskey Finder General." The Whiskey Finder General? What's that from? Isn't that from that book about the apocalypse that Neil Gaiman and what's his name wrote together? All right, so that's probably not a particularly useful reference. Well, cool. What else do we know? It's a Speyside. It's a number 4. This is batch 1, which means it's not going to be the most obvious Speyside necessarily, because most Speysides are willing to have their name shared, and then of the ones, the small amount that aren't willing to have their names shared, it's not the first, second, or third one to be bottled. So it's probably going to be either, well, it's not going to be a really bizarre Speyside, because most of them don't care if you use their name on the label. So it's probably going to be a relatively hard to get Speyside. Batch 1 is bottle 896 of 3,589, bottled at 47.8% ABV. All right, well, let's see if there's more clues in the official write-up from Boutique. Speyside 4 Batch 1 24-year-old. Nope, no clues, with no underlined. Nope. That doesn't make it obvious to me, at least. If it does to you at home, and please write in the comments what you think it might be. 24-year-old single malt from an undisclosed Speyside distillery, a batch of 3,346 bottles at 47.8% ABV. There are a few more distilleries in Speyside than Islay, so it's a lot harder to figure out where this could have been distilled. Can you tell which one it is? At 24 years old, this suggests that the distillation would have occurred in 93, 94. There are established 46 Speyside distilleries, and checking through that list of closed periods, we can safely discount Balmenach, Benromach, and Glenelgin. That leaves us with 43 that it could be. Not really helping, am I? No, you're not. Seriously though, we really can't tell you where this comes from, or indeed give you too many clues. However, the liquid's great, eh? I feel like that's a clue. I feel like everything's a clue. On first tasting this bottle, I had a feeling I knew what this was. There was a comforting familiarity. We bet it comes from a Glen. There's definitely lots to choose from. Wherever it hails from, we Glen love it. Is it, or are they just trying to throw us off? Oh, that's funny. A manga-inspired label featuring brand ambassador Dave Worthington. This is where Dave's Whiskey Warrior story starts. The whiskey gods are bestowing special powers and presenting the Banjolnir, a banjo, the mystical instrument of the whiskey gods, which is fizzing with light energy. Yeah, that's it. That's all they give us. Interesting. So, I'm gonna... Yeah. I'm going to see if I feel like they're actually telling the truth with what they say. They give us a pretty heavy-handed clue there that it's probably a Glenlivet, because they Glen love it. It's probably a Glenlivet. But they could just be throwing us off as well. It might be something completely different. My initial thinkings before they gave us that clue was, you know, it's a very rock-esque picture. And if you think rock and Speyside, for me, I instantly come to Cragganmore. Yeah. But it's probably a Glenlivet. Let's find out what it tastes like. Ooh, tight cork. All right. Do we Glenlivet? Ooh, that is so appley. It is like freshly popped little juice box of apple juice that's been left in the sun and is quite warm. It's like warm apple juice. Ooh. Oh, I love it. It's like there was a special edition apple cinnamon Cheerios. It smells like that with caramel popcorn. Oh, it's so apple juicy. That's amazing. Huh. Blimey. That's cool. All right. Yeah. Apple, cinnamon, peanut butter. It's like peanut butter on apple slices. I wonder if there's a name for that snack. It's a very popular snack. Someone surely named that by now. If they have, I'm going to look it up, and that'll be the official Dram Association nickname for this one. Oh yeah. But those, yeah, cider apple Cheerios. It's actually slightly smoky on the back palate. Maybe it is a Cragganmore. Nah, maybe? Whatever it is, it's bloody good. It's 24 years old as well, which certainly helps. It does have a very refined sort of softness to it. It's sweet, but it's soft. But it's fresh as well, which is something that seems weird with an older whiskey. Sometimes they go in that sort of more musty direction, but it's very fresh tasting. It's zesty, it's lifeful, but it's not harsh in any way. It's really approachable, soft, sweet apples. Assuming that this is cask strength, 47.8, which is low cask strength, but at 24 years, very, very feasible. I would not be surprised if this is Glenlivet, but I would say that this feels like the absolute perfect whiskey to give someone who you know likes whiskey, but you don't know what kind of whiskey they like, right? It's a very safe whiskey. And safe doesn't necessarily mean bad. I like safety. Safety's lovely. I relish the opportunity to wear a seatbelt in any kind of transport. If there's a bus with a seatbelt, I will wear that seatbelt. And this is, yeah, it's a very safe whiskey. It's very, very good. It probably is Glenlivet. I mean, I don't think they'd be playing that much of a joke on us. So I'm going to say it's probably a Glenlivet. But it would make sense then, because Glenlivet is one of the best-selling single malts of all time. It's in the top 3 almost always every year. Yeah, it makes sense that it's a very approachable whiskey, even in its cask-strength small batch form. And I can't remember the last time I saw a Glenlivet of this age available. I don't think we've ever had a Glenlivet older than 18 at the Strath, actually. We may have had the 21 at some point, but a 24-year-old small batch independently bottled one? Nah, not in my time. So, just like the Cambus, I decided to get quite a bit of this one because I think it's stunning value, even before tasting it, and I think it's even better value now I've tasted it. There's definitely at least a case of this available for online sales. This at full price is $243.39. Again, 24-year-old. And with your 10% Dram Association discount, because this is a featured bottle for the next week, this is down to $219.05. $219.05. Of course, do remember that this is a 500ml bottle. I don't want to trick you into buying a small bottle if you don't know that it is. It is a smaller bottle, so it's about 2/3. So that equates this to about $300. $300 for a 24-year-old? Any kind of Speyside, never mind being at a Glenlivet, which is rare as hen's teeth. 24-year-old Glenlivet for about $300 for a full-size bottle, but you don't have to buy a full-size bottle because you can buy this for $200. $219.05. Yeah, that gets my seal of approval. Slanch of